Today I want to help you understand how to improvise guitar solos. And I will give you some tips and tricks that I wish I knew early on. If you're just starting to improvise or you're struggling to improvise guitar solos, you're in the right place. In this video, we will start with some basic improvising, but then move into some more advanced techniques that will help you improvise guitar solos with confidence. One of the most common scales is the pentatonic scale. We're going to look at the A minor pentatonic root note in the 5th fret of the low E string, but adding that blue note in there, the A blues scale. Adding that blue note in there really gives it that bluesy sound that we all know and love. But playing up and down that scale is not improvising. We need to say something when we improvise. And it starts with the root, the home bass note. In this case, it's A. That's why I highlighted those root notes in A there. 5th fret, 7th fret of the D string, and then the 5th fret of the high E string. Those are root notes. We need to create our phrases and what we say when we improvise around those. That is just fun in itself. We are saying something about this A minor chord that we're playing over by really focusing on the root, the home bass note, and creating small phrases that resolve to that. I missed this early on. I just tried to feel out playing through the scale. And that is not music right there. It is structure for you to play and improvise. And that's how our guitar heroes looked at it. They turned the amp up and they created phrases within the scale. A great place to start is in the center of the scale. And another thing almost all pro guitar players do is use the extensions of the pentatonic scale. So we're the first position, A minor pentatonic, the root was right here in the 5th fret. The first extension is from the previous pattern here, position. And then the next one, and that's with the blue note in there. And you notice how when I'm practicing, when you practice getting back to the home bass note. This is a great place to start because you're going to be confident if you land on that note, even with chord changes. This note is really home bass for the entire chord progression for the most part. So now we have some structure that moves through 3 and even touches on 4 different positions of the pentatonic scale. I'll break down some of these coming up here, some of these licks. If it sounds good, play it again. stuff there. A minor, A blues scale. This stuff just fits together like a glove. Just having, right, so we have the structure. We're putting some rhythmic elements to the notes we're playing. Using that little box here, 5, 7, 5, 7 on the D and G strings here, and then a slight bend here. So you're actually using the blue note, but just with a bend, which sounds bluesy. Play that, and get back to home base in a couple different areas of the neck. And using the root note down here on the high E string, getting to that little extension here, 8, 10, 8, 10. Little phrases getting back, but when you do that with the pulse of the groove, repeat. Fun stuff. Now let's look at major. This was A minor. C major is related to A minor. It is the relative major. What does that mean? It means they share the same notes. This scale, this A minor scale, or A minor pentatonic, is the same as C major pentatonic. What you're going to do is focus on the C root note instead of A. All the same notes though, so I'll show it on the screen here, but we're going to focus on the C notes here. Now it sounds totally different. Now if we put on a C major groove, focusing on the C note. We're trying to tell a story with that root note. Sliding up to those notes and really creating and saying something about the C note. That's the story you want to tell. And again, it's the exact same notes as A minor pentatonic, but the focus is different. You're focusing on the C major or the C root note instead of A. But this extended version really helps you slide to these notes. Just right up the scale. And you can use that little, focusing on the root of any root, you can go up those 2 frets and just do a half bend. And on the A minor, we were focused on the A note. But here we're focused on the C note. all of these ideas are movable. I'm using one chord grooves with my looper here to get my point across because it's so important to say something about the chord, the main chord of a progression, before you move on to trying to improvise over multiple chords. It really gets confusing, but if you're confident with the one chord, playing over chord changes is going to come a lot easier. So what if we want to use C minor pentatonic over that same groove we just did in C major? It does sound bluesy. So the root note for C is on the 8th fret of the E string here. Play the first position with the blue note. And then we focus again on that root note. The extended version. Same as we did for A minor, but now we just moved everything up 3 frets to the C minor. Going back to that root is the key. And creating small phrases is the second thing. We're doing it with a little rhythmic pulse. 2, 3, 4. You want to have that pulse, and again, while you're practicing, just picking up a guitar, acoustic guitar, it doesn't matter. Focus on the root. Say something. Play a chord. Here's C major or C7. Sounds like it's connected, right? Focus. A lot of times I'll start a phrase, focus on the high root note, walk down to the next root note, walk down. And the beauty of this type of playing, you can mix major and minor. And with this groove right here, major, easy. This is improvising in a simple way, but so powerful. You can create your own sound. The things you hear, just use your ear as you play through these root note ideas. It's a confident way to play the guitar. You don't have to shred right away. Get confident and say something with these simple phrases. You don't need a backing track. You don't even, metronome does help, but the goal is to get these root notes, be able to visualize this fretboard. The more places you know that root note, the more you can play anywhere on this fretboard. Root note in the 13th fret of the B string is a C. That was minor pentatonic, but major is right there too. Get to the root note. That's the ticket to understanding this fretboard, creating your own voice on the guitar. Really, you take all the influences in that you love, and I love, Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, Billy Gibbons. I love these players. Angus Young. They use the pentatonic scale in a very similar way. They've created iconic riffs that we love, and we just want to create things that we love from our own heart. And this is the start of that, just grabbing a hold of these root notes. And if you're just starting to solo or struggling to create guitar solos and improvise, this is a great way to be confident. You'll have a lot more fun with this instrument, I'm telling you. Thanks for hanging out with me till the end here, and let's talk soon.